ओम नमः परमर्षिभ्यो नमः परमर्षिभ्यः हरिः ओम। अंतरायतिमिरोपशान्तये शान्तपावनमचिन्त्यवैभवम् तन्नरं वपुषि कुञ्जरं मुखे मन्महे किमपि तुन्दिलं महः। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। यस्यान्तन्नादिमध्यं न हि करचरणं नामगोत्रं न सूत्रं नो जातिर्नैव वर्णा न भवति पुरुषो नानपुंसं न च स्त्री नाकारं नो विकारं न हि जनिमरणं नास्ति पुण्यं न पापं तत्त्वं नो तत्त्वमेकं सहजसमरसं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। मौनव्याख्या प्रकटितपरब्रह्मतत्त्वं युवानं वर्षिष्ठान्तेव सदृशिगणैरावृतं ब्रह्मनिष्ठैः आचार्येन्द्रं करकलितचिन्मुद्रमानन्दरूपं स्वात्मा रामं मुदितवदनं दक्षिणामूर्तिमीडे वेदान्तार्थविभासकायेतये शान्ताय सन्न्यासिने नानावादिनगेन्द्रसङ्घपवये योगीन्द्रवन्द्याय च मोहध्वान्तदिवाकराय भगवत्पादाभिधां बिभ्रते तस्मै भाष्यकृते नमोऽस्तु सततं पूर्णाय बोधात्मने अपारसच्चित्सुखवारिराशेः यस्योर्मिमात्रं भुवनं समस्तं गुहाहितं तं रमणं गभीरं चिन्ताविहीनं हृदि चिन्तयामि। देहं मृण्मयवज्जडात्मकमहं बुद्धिर्न तस्यास्त्यतो नाहं तत्तदभावसुप्तिसमये सिद्धात्मसद्भावतः कोऽहं भावयुतः कुतो वरधिया दृष्ट्वात्मनिष्ठात्मनाम् सोऽहं स्फूर्तितया अरुणाचलशिवः पूर्णो विभाति स्वयम्। योऽन्तः प्रविश्य मम वाचम् इमां प्रसुप्तां सञ्जीवयत्यखिलशक्तिधरस्वधाम्ना अन्यांश हस्तचरणश्रवणत्वगादीन् प्राणान्नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यम्। जन्माद्यस्य यतोऽन्वयादितरतश्च अर्थेष्वभिज्ञस्वराट् तेने ब्रह्महृदायादिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत्सूरयः तेजो वारिमृदां यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषां धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि कस्मै येन विभासितो यमतुलो ज्ञानप्रदीपः पुरा तद्रूपेण च नारदाय मुनये कृष्णाय तद्रूपिणाम् योगीन्द्राय तदात्मनाथ भगवद्राताय कारुण्यतः तच्छुद्धं विमलं विशोकम् अमृतं सत्यं परं धीमहि धर्मः प्रोज्झितकैतवोऽत्र परमो निर्मत्सराणां सतां वेद्यं वास्तवम् अत्र वस्तु शिवदं तापत्रयोन्मूलनम् श्रीमद्भागवते महामुनिकृते किं वा परैः ईश्वरः सद्यो हृद्यवरुध्यतेऽत्र कृतिभिः शुश्रूषुभिस्तत्क्षणात् निगमकल्पतरोर्गलितं फलं शुकमुखादमृतद्रवसंयुतं पिबत भागवतं रसम् आलयं मुहुरहो रसिकाः भुवि भावुकाः यं प्रव्रजन्तमनुपेतम् अपेतकृत्यं द्वैपायनो विरहकातराजुहाव पुत्रेति तन्मयतया तरवोऽभिनेदुः तं सर्वभूतहृदयं मुनिम् आनतोऽस्मि सत्यव्रतं सत्यवरं त्रिसत्यं सत्यस्य योनिं निहितं च सत्ये सत्यस्य सत्यं ऋतसत्यनेत्रं सत्यात्मकं त्वां शरणं प्रपन्नाः। By the Haituki Kripa of Bhagavan, we are all here for this Satsang. Yesterday we spoke about Satyam Param Dhimahi, on the subject Satyam Param Dhimahi. Satyam is always there, that which is Satyam. And it is the Atman. Atman means our own self. Tat Satyam Sa Atma. That is Satyam and that is Atma. Tattvamasi. This is the Upanishad. Tat Satyam Sa Atma Tattvamasi. So this is the Shruti Vakya Upanishad, which tells you, you are the truth. Without your existence, the entire visible universe is meaningless. Without the Atman, the existence, the I, who will see the world? So as the Atman shines forth, everything else shines forth. When the self shines forth, everything else shines forth. Tameva bhantam anubhati sarvam tasya bhasa sarvamidam vibhati. It is a very well-known Upanishad mantra. Because of his light, everything else is seen, known, felt. Without that light, nothing else can be known. So it is the Satyasya Satyam, the Chandogya Upanishad Vakyam. Satyasya Satyam. And Bhagavatam also resonates the same thing in Dashama Skandha. Satyavratam, Satyaparam, Trisatyam, Satyasya Satyam, Rita Satyanetram, Satyatmakam, Tvam Sharanam Prapanna. See how beautiful it is. So many Satyam. One shloka fully made with Satyam, 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 Satyam. And this verse comes just before the avatara of Krishna. All the devas, they come there and worship the Lord Garbhagata Vishnu Stava. The Vishnu is in the Garbha, and all the devas arrive there and they are doing the stuti and they say, Lord, you are the Satyam inside me as the Atman. Satyavratam, Satyaparam, Trisatyam, Satyasya yonim nihitam cha Satye, Satyasya Satyam, Rita Satyanetram, Satyatmakam, Tvam Sharanam Prapanna. It's almost like Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi's Ulladinarpad, the first verse. It is about 14 times the word Ulladu, Ulladu, Ulladu comes. Ulladu means Satyam. Ulladala, Ullavunar, Ullado, Ullapurul, Ullalada, Ullatte, Ulladal, Ullamenum, Ullapurul, Ullalavan, Ullatte, Ullapadi, Ullate, Ullal, Unarvaye, Ulle. All Ulladu. Ulladu means truth. And that Satyam is ever available in me. And that alone is Swayam Prakasha. Another word I told yesterday is Swayam Prakasha. Bodha is Swayam Prakasha. Consciousness is self-effulgent. Tameva Bhantam Anupadi. Without his light, nothing else is visible. He is recognized by his own effulgence. And experientially we know it as the usual example. You sit in a dark room, you experience your existence. You know I am. And the Vedas say that is the light. Light is not this light. The sunlight, moonlight, firelight, all these lights become meaningless when this light is not there to recognize them. So the greatest light, what you call as enlightenment, enlightenment has already happened. That enlightenment has already happened in the center. Ardram jvalati jyotirahamasmi. It's a Vedic mantra. It says, in the heart there is a jyoti. And that jyoti is experienced as I am, as ahamasmi, I. And that remains constant, changeless in Balya, Kaumara, Yauvana, Vardhakya. Infanthood, childhood, youth, middle age, old age, all through. The body undergoes every change possible. But this one consciousness remains changeless. As Shankaracharya puts it in Dakshinamurti Stotram, Vyavrittasu anuvartamanam ahamityantas purantam sada. When everything is changing, this consciousness alone remains changeless. Aham iti antaspurantam sada. As I, it remains changeless when everything changes. Swatmanam prakati karoti. Bhagavan is revealing himself within everyone, within every creature. You cannot become Nastika with this Bhagavan. You don't need the help of any belief or faith for this Bhagavan. Because Bhagavan is revealing himself. No darkness can cover him. He is the light which is beyond darkness. Tamasaha parastad. That is the Shruti Vakya. The Upanishad says it is beyond darkness. It overpowers darkness. You know what overpowering darkness means? The usual light, when it is there, darkness cannot be there. When darkness is there, it is sure there is no light. But this Atma Anubhuti is there even in darkness. Even darkness is recognized by this light. ஒரு இருட்டு ரூம்ல உட்கார்ந்து நான் இருக்கேன்னு தெரியறது, அதான் தமசஃப் பரஸ்தாத். அங்க இருக்கிறதையும் தெரியறது அகமஸ்மி. So it needs no senses to reveal it. It needs no brain or mind or anything. It shines by its light and it is timeless. All other things, either it is there in the waking state or in the dream state. The body is there in the waking state. Mind is there in the dream and waking state. But in deep sleep, the body drops off, the mind disappears. But what is there? You have to just do mananam of deep sleep. Swapaha prabodhayoho sandhau. This is Bhagavatam actually. I am not speaking Upanishad. I am taking only Bhagavata Vakyam. It says, in between the waking and deep sleep. When you wake up, you suddenly feel, oh, romba sukhama irundhathu. Sukhamaham asvapsam. I was in a very, very relaxing sleep. I want to go back there. Kashtam. Atala 7 manikku lecture. 7:30 the talk begins. Better go to sleep. That is why some chairs are khali. Because it is so fulfilling to be free of the body, to be free of the mind. See, if you meditate on deep sleep, you will understand you need not fear death. You don't need the state of samadhi. You can just contemplate on that state. Vedanti says you can have samadhi. It is like digging a well when you want water. But deep sleep is available for everybody like Ganga. Common. It is there. If you know how to utilize it, by sleeping you will not realize, but by meditating on that state, you will realize. After waking up, you just contemplate what was that state. You are not in the depth of experience. Experience is already there. Kevala anubhavananda swarupaha parameshwaraha. Bhagavata says, Ishvara Swarupa is Anubhava, it is there, Kevala Anubhava, it is there in us as our own existence, as consciousness. You can be free of the body, you can be free of the mind, but you can never be free of Krishna. He is there even in deep sleep. He is there even in that mindless state. That is why you want to go back there. So you just meditate on that state, you will find that you are eternally free of the body and mind. The body and mind just comes and sits on you, gives you trouble in the waking state and dream state, and in the deep sleep it goes away, vanishes, but you are left free. So too, if you can consciously be free of these two, Deha Mana, Dehendriya Prana Manodhiyam Yo Janmapyayachut Bhaya Tarsha Krichrai. This body and mind gives you so much trouble. Birth, death, old age, disease, hunger, thirst, attachment, desire. So much trouble is there from the body and mind. All these chaos will be there. But you recollect your real nature and know that you are ever free of all this trouble. And re-own that state in you, within you, and learn sthanam prapsyasi shashvatam. Bhagavan in Bhagavad Gita says, you find a location within you which is absolutely pure. That is the purpose of meditation. Meditation means you search for a house to stay. Tamil mokshathukku veedu nu peru. Liberation is called the real home. And that real home within you is Om. It is the real Pranava. It is the real import of Pranava, Turiya. So you search it within and find it sthanam prapsyasi shashvatam, eternal abode, Vaikuntha. Kuntha means disturbance. Vikuntham cha swayam prabham. This is Bhagavad. Swayam prabham means swayam prakasham. Vikuntham means no disturbance, no vikalpam, no time, no space. See, this one shloka, Narayana Bhattatiri in Narayaniam makes it so beautiful. Sandranandavabodhatmakam Anupamitam Kaladeshavadhibhyam Nirmuktam Nityamuktam Nigama Shata Sahasrena Nirbhasyamanam Aspashtam Drishtamatre Punaruru Purusharthatmakam Brahma Tattvam Tattavad Bhati Sakshad Guru Pavanapure Hanta Bhagyam Janana. Hanta means it's an exclamation in ecstasy. Narayana Bhattatiri says, Hanta means, oh, நம்ம தமிழில் சொல்லுவேன் அப்பா பாப்பா ஒரு பெரியவர் சொல்கிறார் தாயுமானவர் ஐயோ அப்படிங்க. நம்ம ஐயோன்னா ஏதோ கஷ்டம் வரத்தை தான் சொல்லுவோம். கன்னடாவில் வாட் வில் யூ சே இன் கன்னடா? ஐயோ சொல்லல, ஐயோ சொல்லுவோம். ஐயோ இஸ் இஸ் தட் ஆனந்த பொங்கி ததும்பி பூரணமாய் ஏக உருவாய் கிடக்குது ஐயோ. That bliss is just brimming. It is eka uru, it is akhanda advaya. Pongi tatumbi, it is just tatumba means it is brimming and it is pouring out. Akhandagara shivabhogam yenum perinba vellam pongi tatumbi பூரணமாய் ஏக உருவாய் கிடக்குது ஐயோ. இனி எடுத்த தேகம் விழும் முன் புஜிப்பதற்கு சேரவாரும் ஜகத்தீரே. All those in the world, all of you assembled, you come here, we will taste that bliss, that rasa before the body falls. If the body falls, there is no guarantee, we don't know what happens. But now you have this buddhi, and with that alert buddhi, know that Brahma Tattva and be free. And what is that Brahma Tattva? Where is that Brahma Tattva? Guru Pavanapure. Pavanapura. Where is that Pavanapura? In which district? Where? You have to take a train and go to Thrissur, or sometimes directly to Guruvayur. But this body is the Pavanapura. Pavana means Vayu, wind, prana. And Navadvarapure dehi naiva kurvanna karayan. This body is Navadvarapura. The Sharira has 9 gates. And there is Vayu is there, and within the heart Guru is also there. Because Krishna says Atmanaha Guruhu Atmaiva. Atma is Guru. So this Sharira is Guru Pavanapura, and Bhagavan is available here. How is he available? Sandra Ananda Avabodha. Very beautiful. Satyam Param Dhimahi, Bhagavatam said. And Bhattacharya said, condensed awareness bliss. And Atma, it's all very compressed but full. Sandra Ananda Avabodha Atmakam. Give us some upama, some simile. Anupamitam. And the moment you know him, you know you are beyond time, space. Deshakala avadhibhyam nirmuktam. No Einstein is needed to say that time and space are one. You will experience it. You don't need any scientist to prove it. You will find that there is no time, no space. And ஆனந்தமா இருக்கிறத டைமே தெரியல. தூங்குறதே பாருங்களேன். இப்பதான் படுத்தேன், அதுக்குள்ள 4 மணி அந்த டைம் பீஸை பார்த்தா கோவம். நேற்று கூட தங்கின்ற ராஜன் மாமா படுத்துக்கிறதே 11 மணி ஆயிடுது. 3 மணிக்கு உங்களுக்கு ஏதாவது டீ, ஹாட் வாட்டர் ஏதாவது கொண்டு தரட்டுமா? நான் வரேன் வெளியில் அப்படின்னு. அப்போ ஸ்லீப் இஸ் ஸோ ரிலீசிங், ரிலாக்ஸிங், பிகாஸ் யூ ஃபீல் தேசகாலாவதிபியாம் நிர்முக்தம். Beyond desha means space and kala, time. Nityamuktam, ever free. Nirmuktam, Nityamuktam, and about this simple truth, Nigama Shata Sahasra. Hundreds and thousands of the Upanishads are speaking about this Guruvayurappa within you, this Bhagavan within you, who is in your heart as your own self. Oh Bhagavan, Aspashtam. Even in Guruvayur is Aspashtam. You stand in the queue, get so much boxing, hit. After that you reach there, ஒன்றும் தெரியவே மாட்டேங்கிறது, இருட்டா இருக்கு. After coming this side, என்ன போட்டிருந்த அலங்காரம்? நரசிம்மர் போட்டிருந்தார். இல்லை, ஒன்றுமே அலங்காரமே இல்லை, இவருக்கு நரசிம்மமா தெரிஞ்சு. So there also it is aspashtam. Symbolically it is aspashtam, and inwardly also when we say he is inside you as your own Atma, aspashtam. I am not able to know him, experience him. He is within me as my own Atma, but I am not able to see him inside me. Yes, but there is a way. You have to approach a guru, and along with that you should have prana vidya. Prana vidya. All the Vedic teaching is prana vidya. You do japam, it is prana vidya. You do puja, it is prana vidya. You know, you get married, pani grahanam. pravritti marga dharma, that is also prana vidya. You eat food, that is prana vidya. How to eat. Everybody is doing it, but you do it as a discipline. It is prana vidya. You catch hold of the prana, find the discipline of prana, and the mind becomes pure to know the self. So, by the grace of Guru and by the grace of prana, Guru and Pavana, you come to experience Puradhisha, that Ishvara inside you. So, Guru is there, Pavana Vidya is there, and then he reveals to you inside your heart as Sandra Ananda Avabodha Hanta Bhagyam. No ticket is needed, no money is needed, no queue is needed. In Bengaluru, in Jayanagar, in your apartment, you can experience Bhagavan in your heart. And once you experience him in your heart, you can see him everywhere. In every creature, you see him Bhuteshu Sarveshu. Bhuteshveshu Tvadaikya Smriti. This is Narayana Bhattatri, no? Narayani Yogathila Nyabam Varudha idu padichu valukku. Bhuteshu Eshu. In all creature you see Bhagavan is there. Bhagavan is there. It's all Bhagavan. Shudijaiva Svabhagecha. Panditaha Samadarshinaha. In a dog, in a cultureless person, everywhere you see Ishvara there inside in the heart. So first you experience that Ishvara, Bhagavan, Narayana in your heart as your own self, as your own Swarupa. Then you see him everywhere, and when you see him everywhere, it is Uttama Bhakta. He is called Bhagavata Uttama. Who is the highest Bhakta? Jnani is the highest Bhakta. In Bhagavan Gita also, Bhagavan says, Chaturvidha bhajante mam janaha sukritinorjuna. Arjuna, anyone who worships me, even with desire, he is fortunate. Hey, people, they have some idea that you should not ask anything to Bhagavan. They have picked up this information from somewhere. It is true that you should not ask anything, but you should not ask to others also. If you are asking others, then you can ask Bhagavan also. If you are going to a doctor, first you go to the Supreme Doctor Bhagavan and tell him, Bhagavan, I am going to doctor. So you should sit in the heart of the doctor and prescribe. Vedyo Vaidyaha Sada Yogi Viraha Madhavo Madhu. Where does it come? Vishnu Sahasranama. Vedyo Vaidyaha. You should, Vedya means you should know. And Vaidya means doctor. You should know this doctor. And you should be able to invoke this doctor in the physician whom you are going to visit. So when you see the physician, you are not seeing a human being, you are seeing that Dhanvantari himself there, the Narayana himself there. And when your vision is filled with that reverence, doctor's prescription will work for you. Bheshajam Bishak. Two other more nama. Bheshajam means what? Medicine. Vishak means doctor. He is the medicine, he is the doctor. So you learn to revere, respect doctor as Bhagavan. And you see Bhagavan in him, then he will also he might express later on, I don't know why I feel so much concerned about this patient. Because it is your power. Otherwise, sometimes doctors, due to circumstances, they will see only some rupee note walking inside. They will not see a patient. So you learn to see Bhagavan. And there are some doctors, they also learn to see Bhagavan in the patient. And somewhere in Charaka Shushruta, that Ayurveda Shastra, they say, if the doctor can see that Anamaya Vastu, Anamaya means diseaseless, Anamaya Vastu in the patient. If the doctor has the power to behold the Anamaya Vastu in the patient, by that very vision, the disease will be removed. இப்படி ஒரு வித்யா இருக்கு, சாக்ஷுஷி வித்யான்னு பேர் இருக்கு. Chakshu means eye, Chakshushi Vidya means the Vidya of seeing, perception. This is not simply for a doctor, this can happen with a teacher, with students, with mother, with father, with husband, with wife, with children, everywhere. You know, Krishna, when he was born, he revealed this secret in Bhagavatam. Inside the jail, he told Vasudeva and Devaki, 2 former births I was your child. As Vamana and as Krishnigarbha, and you failed to get liberated because you were too attached to me as your son. So this attachment is a block for liberation. That we know, every spiritual teacher tells you, don't get attached. Don't get attached. Buddha, after 12 years of immense tapas, said, how can we get nirvana? He said, asanga, anasakti. Don't get attached to anything. And Gita also we quote. But in Bhagavatam, Krishna says to Vasudeva and Devaki, by keeping you, I give you a secret teaching. Get deeply attached to everyone. No problem. Yuvam mam putra bhavena. You look at me as putra, so that it is natural. Attachment will come, love will come. இந்த வித்தியை நீங்க தான் சொல்லவே இல்லையே. You get attached, deeply attached. Yuvam mam putra bhavena. But very often along with that, Brahma bhavena cha asakrit chintayantau. Putra bhava is natural, wife bhava is natural, husband bhava is natural, doctor bhava is natural, patient bhava is natural, teacherhood is natural, studenthood is natural, friendship is natural, but an unnatural element has to come there. Unnatural means it transcends nature. That is, seeing God along with that attachment. Attachment is an energy, is a power which you naturally have. Along with that you add one more bhava, Brahma bhava. The person to whom I am attached, the body, the mind is not the person. Within him is the Atma, that Shuddha Chaitanya, that Divya Vastu. It is ever free. It is the Anamaya Vastu. It is the Nirvana Vastu. It is pure. It is Ishvara. It is Guru Ayyappa. It is Arunachaleshwara. Everywhere the same Bhagavan is there. See, when we say, somebody asked Ramana Maharshi, Bhagavan, they say jnanis look at everyone as Brahman. So how will it look like? Because you are a jnani, you are looking at everybody. What is the difference? Bhagavan said, நீங்கெல்லாம் என்ன பார்க்குறீங்களோ அதை நானும் பார்க்குறேன், ஆனால் என்னை விட அதிகமாக நீங்கள் பார்க்குறேன். He said, I am seeing only what all of you are seeing, but you are seeing more than me. Means, I am seeing only what is. You impose the body, the mind, இவன் என்னோடது உன்னோடது. Mind is not my person. He belongs to this caste, this creed, this religion. Good man, bad man. Man, woman, all differences, multifarious. Duality is seen, but I am seeing only what is, that's all. And that also is not possible to see, only know. That know. That knowledge is the eye with which jnana chakshusha. Jnana chakshu, by the eye of knowledge, you accept, you crystal clearly experience within you the existence, consciousness, the same is there in all. With that knowledge, you look at everybody, learn to respect everybody. Spardha, asuya, tiraskaraha, sahankara viyanti. Bhagavan says in Bhagavata, the moment you see Brahman everywhere, Bhagavan everywhere, no more competition with anybody, no more asuya, envy, jealousy, no tiraskara, just ignoring a person, insulting a person, no more you insult anybody. And along with that, you don't even make it a big affair. Sahankara, no ahankara. And there is bliss, there is ananda, seeing Bhagavan in every creature. This is Bhagavatottama, is a Uttama Bhakta. For him, everywhere there is Narayana. In Panduranga Bhakta Charitra, there was a Bhakta. One day when Jnaneshwara and Namadeva were going to see Vittala, they suddenly saw Vittala walking out of the temple. They thought, where is this fellow going? They just walked behind him. See, sometimes the Ishtadevata is so pratyaksha for the bhakta. So they walked behind him and they found him going and standing in a vegetable garden. There was another bhakta there. He never comes to the temple. He never worships Panduranga in a form. He looks at the brinjal, the tomato, or any other vegetable there, he calls it as Panduranga. Panduranga in the form of all these vegetables, Panduranga in the form of fruits, Panduranga in the form of trees, plants, and he is singing in ecstasy that this is all Panduranga. Khamvayum agnim salilam mahimcha jyotim shisatvani disho drumadin Sarit samudram shaharehe shariram. It's all Hare Shariram. Shariram of Hari. Sarit samudram shaharehe shariram. Yatkinja bhutam pranamed ananyaha. The jnani is constantly doing pranama, namaskara, but outwardly is not doing namaskara. Ananyaha pranamed. He feels that he is not different from me. When I look at you, I feel you are me, I am you, that is namaskar. No difference at all, no separation at all, no space between us, that is namaskara, pranamed ananyaha. In that state, that Mahatma was there, and Jnaneshwara said to Namadeva, see, this is the highest bhakti. Jnani tu atmaiva me matam. Jnani is myself, says Panduranga here. Jnani is not different from me. I am the Jnani. Jnani is me. And they walked back. Vittala also followed. As I told you, sometimes you meditate on Narayana in form, a beautiful form. He will appear before you. Your own Atma comes in that form. One day, Sri Ramakrishna's direct disciple, Swami Brahmananda, he was one of the greatest saints worshipped in Ramakrishna Parampara. He was considered as equal to Ramakrishna. And Ramakrishna himself considered him as his Manasa Putra. Ramakrishna had no son, so he considered Rakal. His name was Rakal. He was considered by Ramakrishna himself as his Manasa Putra. And Ramakrishna used to say he is a Nitya Bhukta. along with Vivekananda, Narendra and some others. He said, he is a Nitya Mukta, ever liberated. So after Ramakrishna's time, many of the Ramakrishna devotees, great devotees, they got divine experience from Swami Brahmananda. He will sometimes give a touch and they will have that divine experience. In Kerala, when he visited Haripad, one youngster went to him and said, Swami, I don't believe in God, I have no faith in God. This is all humbug, nonsense. He declared, I am a self-declared atheist, agnostic. And Swami Brahmananda looked at him, he did not argue. Because this boy has already had a big argument with another Swami. Swami Nirmalananda was also a Ramakrishna disciple. And he was a fiery speaker like Vivekananda. He tried to convince him with all logic, but nothing worked. Then he said, Swami Brahmananda is there, go and tell him all your rational things, logic. So he went to him. And he said, I don't believe in all these things. And I have read Kant, Hegel, Immanuel Kant, everything I have read. And I know that this is all nonsense, he said. Then Swami Brahmananda just touched him in his shoulder and said, my dear child, no argument, not even Vedanta. He simply said, my dear child, God exists. Only that much. Ishwara Kapa. And you know what happened? That boy was transformed. He was full of tears, weeping, fell down, did a namaskara, and that was the end of his argument. Because Ishvara Anubhava was transmitted there. It was given there by experience. So, another incident, when I remember this Panduranga going in the field, another incident also comes. Swami Prabhavananda, one disciple of Swami Brahmananda, writes. He was a very rational person at that time. So he was Swami Brahmananda's disciple. He was with Swami sitting on the bank of Ganga. So Swami Brahmananda said to this Brahmachari youngster, I saw Divine Mother crossing Ganga and coming to the compound of Belur Mutt. I had a vision of Divine Mother crossing Ganga and coming here. So we will have Kali Puja here. This boy thought, what nonsense is this? Seeing Divine Mother crossing and coming here and accepting puja. I have read Swamiji's Jnana Yoga. Swamiji means Swami Vivekananda's Jnana Yoga. So rational. No this kind of God or goddesses or anything. You can experience the Atman within you. And this is all sentimental stuff. He was thinking like that. Suddenly he found a boat arriving from Calcutta, from Dakshineshwar side to this side. And Swami Vivekananda is coming to Belur Mutt from the other side. From there he was screaming. He used to call Swami Brahmananda as Raja. He said, Raja, arrange for Kali Puja. I saw Divine Mother crossing Ganga. He was, and this boy was just shocked. See, Ishtadevata Darshana. No? Ishtadevata Darshana, suddenly it just transformed that boy. It is there in somewhere in Eternal Companion or Reminiscences, Swami Brahmananda, a very beautiful book. Every sadhaka must read such books. You should have the true knowledge of Vedanta Jnana. But when you do upasana, some japa, dhyana, you should read the life of saints also. How they attained Bhagavan, how they had that bhakti, how their anubhuti just kept them on a higher plane than this worldly existence. So this is very, very important. Very important. So, okay, that kind of vision is also a higher bhakti. It culminates in jnana when you see everything in Bhagavan. Everyone is Bhagavan. And that is the highest bhakti. Seeing Bhagavan everywhere, that is Bhagavatottama. Esha Bhagavatottama. And if that bhakti is not possible, have bhakti to Bhagavan, companionship of bhaktas, devotees, and those who are against you, those who do not have bhakti, have compassion to them, and those who are against you, ignore them, just don't fight with them. This is Madhyama Bhakti, middle Bhakti. Ishvare tad adhineshu Balisheshu dvishatsu cha prema maitri kripa upeksha yakkaroti samadhyamaha. And even if that is not possible, at least have bhakti to a murti, an idol. That is prakrita bhakti. Bhattadiri says, Guruvayurappa, at least give me bhakti to your form. Bhuteshu yeshu tvadaikya smriti samadhigatau nadhikaro dhuna chet Tvatprema tvatkamaitri Jadamatishu kripa dvitsu bhuyat upeksha Archayam va samarcha kutukamurudara shraddhaya Vardhatam me Tvat samsevi tathapi Dhrutamupalabhate Bhakta lokottamatvam. Even by your seva, by worshipping you in a form, a devotee will slowly evolve to the state of highest bhakti, seeing Bhagavan everywhere. So let me start at least from a simple worship of you with love in a temple or in a form. All great bhaktas have come from there. Tyagaraja was worshipping Rama. Sri Ramakrishna himself was worshipping Kali. And you know, even Bhagavan Ramana worshipped Arunachala. That is why he never left his Ishta Devata all his life, 54 years. Never went away from Arunachala. Some devotee asked me, some intellectual, he is a very intellectual person, he asked me, this Shankaramata or Sringeri or Puri or Dwaraka or even Kanchi, everywhere they have Chandramaulishwara Puja. And they all claim that it was given by Shankaracharya. How can an Advaita Vedanti worship a lingam? And I have no argument to refute him. I didn't tell anything. But he himself gave me a help. He said, you of course know how Ramana Maharshi lived. He never worshipped a lingam. Then suddenly it clicked me. I told him, Bhagavan's lingam was so huge that he cannot take it anywhere. And his lingam, he lived at the valley of the lingam all his life. He worshipped that lingam every day. For many years he went around that lingam. And every day he walked and looked at that lingam with awe, with bhakti, with tears in his eyes. And he sang about that lingam. He did Ashtottara Archana, 108 Archana, Akshara Manamalaya. Everything was done by him. So he also did Chandramaulishwara Puja, as Arunachala Shiva was his lingam. So this bhakti, spiritual life should be all inclusive. You should be on one side, you should be like a child. On the other side, you should be like a mighty jnani. Everything must be there in your life. Jnana must be there, bhakti must be there, karma must be there as yoga. When all inclusive, everything is there, that is Bhagavata Dharma. Then that Satyam comes into your life. and that dharma is projjhita-kaitavaḥ. Uncorrupted dharma, incorruptible dharma, pure dharma. Dharmaḥ projjhita-kaitavotra parama. In Bhagavatam, pure spirituality is given. That is Bhagavata dharma. No desire for anything, nothing is no want is there. You love Bhagavan for love. You have bhakti to Bhagavan for bhakti. You can see such bhakti in jnanis. As Bhagavan Ramana says, Arunachala, I do not have anpu bhakti. See, a person like Bhagavan, he says, a devotee like Bhagavan, you cannot find anywhere, he says, Anburu Arunachala. Ajan meluga yahattunai ninaindu urugum anbili enak. I have no anbu, I have no bhakti, I have no love. If real anbu is there, the heart must melt, and when the moment I think about you, I should melt, but I am not melting, I have no bhakti. Sherayanin. I will just melt my body in tears, he says. You feel that longing, that pang of separation from the divine. As Ramakrishna says, people weep for money, people weep for worldly problems, people weep for name and fame. Who is weeping for Bhagavan? When you know how to weep for Bhagavan, he cannot keep away from you. It is not artificial weeping. It is that state of longing when it comes. It is like the dawn before the sunrise. It is like the golden hue that appears in the east, the horizon, before the sunrise. Like that, when you have the longing for the divine, soon you will meet your Guru, soon you will get good scriptures, soon you will get the mantra, soon you will get Upadesha, everything will follow. The experience will come to you, that divine experience will come to you, bhakti, jnana, everything will come to you, and that is all inclusive dharma, that is Bhagavata dharma. Dharmaḥ projjhita-kaitavotra parama nirmatsaranam satam vedyam. This dharma should be known by noble people, by noble devotees, satam. And there is no place here for competition. I am a greater devotee than him. You cannot say that. Sometimes, devotees will also have jealousy. Sometimes it is beautiful also. That one Jnana Sambandha and Tirunavakarasar, both of them, they went to a temple, Vedaranyam, and there the main gate was closed. And devotees were entering the temple through another gate. But Jnanasambandha said, we will enter the temple only by this gate. And the gate has to open. So Jnanasambandha told Tirunavakarasar, you sing a song, the gate will open. And Tirunavakarasar sang a song, the gate did not open. So he sang another song. After some time, the gate opened and they entered the temple, worshipped the Lord and came out. And the gate should be closed. That also they said we should not close it by our hand. It should also happen by a divine singing. So Tirunavakarasar said to Jnanasambandha was only 8 years old. Tirunavakarasar was 80 years old. So Tirunavakarasar told Jnanasambandha, you sing a song. He sang one song, the door closed. And Appar was crying. Appar was crying. He was called Appar. Trinavukarsan was crying. And Gnanasambandar asked him what happened. He just hugged him and what happened? Appar, you are like my father, why are you crying? He said, oh, you are only 8 years old, I am 80 years old. And when will I reach that state where Lord will open the door for one song? I sang 2 songs. Only after that Lord opened the door, but the moment you sang 1 song, He closed the door. And Gnanasambandar said, Appare, when you sing, it is more sweet than honey. It is so nectarine. So that Vedaranya Swami Ishvara wanted to hear more. If he opens the door by 1 song, you will stop. So he wanted to listen to more from your heart. That is why he kept you waiting. For him, my 1 song was enough. That is how Gnanasambandar tried to manage, but Trinavukarsan became depressed. Narada says in Bhakti Sutram, all these emotions that we have, everything can be put in bhakti. Everything can be put in bhakti to Bhagavan, Ishvara Prapti. So, and then after that, he remained alone and worshipped Ishvara. That is the story. That's a different story. So here, but here Matsarya means usual envy, jealousy. That is not there in a bhakta. Nirmatsaranam sadam vedyam vastavamatra vastu shivadam tapatrayon mulanam. When the true bhakti comes, your physical troubles are gone, your mental troubles are gone, your society trouble is also gone. Outward trouble from the world will be removed, trouble from the body will be removed, trouble from the mind will be removed. Tapatraya unmulanam Srimad Bhagavate Mahamuni Krite, the great Muni, the great sage Vedavyasa Bhagavan Badarayana has given you this Bhagavata. It is the essence of all the Upanishads, Sarva Vedanta Saram. Yad Brahmatmaikatva Lakshanam, you see in Narayaniyam, Bhattadri is telling that all the Upanishads come as beautiful damsels to worship Guru Vairappan. Upanishad Sundari Mandalaisha, and that is Bhagavatam. Bhagavatam, every time you go to Guruvayur, you hear somebody doing Bhagavatam. That is Upanishad Sundari Mandalam. So much of Upanishads mantras are there in the Bhagavatam. Mahamuni Kride Kimva Paraihi Ishvara Sadyo Hridi Avarudhyate. The moment you hear Bhagavatam, Ishvara is there in your heart as your own Atman. You experience Bhagavan as your own Satchidananda Swarupa. Satyam Jnanam Anantam. In your heart, a Satchidananda Swarupa. And once you experience Bhagavan in your heart, that experience, that anubhuti pervades everywhere. Vastavamatra vastu shivadam. Vastu means reality. First we said satyam. In the second verse it is said vastu. First we said janmadi asya yataha. Janmadi asya yataha is Brahma Sutram, the Dvidiya Sutram. Second Sutram in Brahma Sutra, which gives the Lakshana of Brahman. Here it is Dharma. It is Jnana and Dharma, Pravritti and Nivritti. Nivritti and Pravritti. First is Nivritti, now is Pravritti. Dharmaḥ projjhita-kaitavaḥ. Paramaha Dharma, the supreme Dharma. And that Dharma can be known only by those who are free of all the flaws of mind. That is nirmatsaranam satam vedyam vastavamatra vastu shivadam tapatraya unmulanam. All the tapa will be gone. All suffering will be removed. That is why we are coming to spiritual life, to be free of suffering. Shoka nivritti tapatraya unmulanam. Srimad Bhagavate Mahamuni Kride Kimpa Paraihi Ishvara himself Sadhya Hridi Avarudhya. Sadhya means instantaneous, here and now. Ishvara comes into your heart. It is not Jivan Mukti or Videha Mukti. It is Sadhyo Mukti. Here and now you are liberated. Because liberation is your real nature. Atma is Mukti. The very name of Atma is Mukti. Mukti hi Atma eva nanya. The moment you know Atma, you are free. You are a Jivan Mukta. Whatever your prarabdha may be. You might not be like Ramana Maharshi. You might not be like Shankaracharya. You might not be like Shukacharya. You will not be like Jada Bharata. You will be yourself. Your prarabdha will be there, but you know that you are Brahman. You are liberated. You are free. You are here and now in Vaikuntha. Brahmalokeshu parantakale. Not in Antakala, but before that, you can make meaning out of it like that. Parantakale means not after Mrityu, but here and now it is Brahmalokeshu. Vedanta Vijnana Sunishidartha Sannyasa Yoga Dyataya Shuddha Sattvaha Te Brahmalokeshu Parantakale Paramritaha. Before death, Parimuchyendi Sarve, they become Jivan Muktas, liberated. Not after death. Amritaha Bhavanti. So that is Srimad Bhagavate Mahamuni Kride Kimva Paraihi. Why other texts? Why other books? You don't need any other teaching. You take this simple teaching and be liberated. Don't get unnecessarily confused. Kimva Paraihi Ishvara Sadhyo Hridi Avarudhyate. You don't need any book. Now I will give you God. God has already happened to you. It is in you as your own beingness, as your own self. You are not the body, you are not the mind, you are not the intellect, you are not the ego. When you remove everything, what remains is that Akasha Shariram Brahma, that infinitude, that boundlessness, which is Narayana Swarupa. Once you experience Narayana in your heart as your own self, you see Narayana everywhere. So, Hridi Avarudhyate Atra Kritibihi, fortunate, blessed ones. They are really blessed. They are beyond all karma. Shushrushubihi, they have taken all the pain to listen. They have come all the way from distant places to listen. Shushrushu means those who yearn, long to listen. Takshanat, that very moment, God sits in their heart. Bhagavan shines in their heart. Sri Narada, when he was a small child, he listened to Bhagavata Katha from some saints, and he says, Askalita Matir Mama, in my buddhi, Narayana was there. After listening, I am going, Bhagavan is there in my heart. Ishvara is there in my heart. I am carrying Krishna in my heart as my own self. And Samadhi Anubhava was there. Askalita Matir Mama. So that is the power of listening. When you have such powerful listening, life gets transformed. That happened with Parikshit. Parikshit listened and got liberated. 7 days. Saptaha. 7 days you listen to Bhagavatam. And Parikshit says, Siddhosmi, Anugrahitosmi Bhavata Karunatmana. By your compassion I am liberated. Compassionately you have revealed to me Brahman, Narayana, and here and now I am liberated. I have Bhagavan in my heart. So that is the power of listening. That is the power of Shravana Yajna. This is Shravana Yajna, a small Shravana Yajna. We have only 3 days talks. Morning, evening, morning, evening. So yesterday evening we began our Shravana Yajna. Evening 6:30, and today morning we have 7:30 to 8:30. This Shravana Yajna continued. And evening also we will continue by 6:30. So this Shravana is a very powerful sadhana. It is a very powerful meditation, meditativeness. When you listen with your heart, Bhagavan is there in your heart. Ishvara is there in your heart. You experience God. And by constant Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana, Asakrit Rishika Chashakaihi Madhvasavam Pibamah. Bhagavata says, again and again we drink this honey with these 2 vessels. And asavam, it becomes a spiritual tonic inside us. It nourishes us spiritually. It gives us that spiritual nourishment, that spiritual well-beingness, that bhakti, jnana, yoga. It is health. That is spiritual health. So you become spiritually healthy by listening, by Shravana, and continuing by Manana, and slowly by Nididhyasana. Bhagavan is with you, within you. You never is separated from Bhagavan. And that is Ishvara Prapti, Ishvara Sakshatkara. We will continue in the evening session. Till then, you contemplate on what you have heard now. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala. Yato mamatma bhavasi tvameva, tato na vachyam mama kinchidasti. Yatha taveshtam kurumam tatheva tvam atmanatham ramanam bhaja.